Welcome to the Lightning Cast, the official podcast for Lightning Comics and Games. Today we're joined by our 4 hosts in total. I, Mike Larson.
I have no idea who I am.
Stephen Leon Guerrero.
Sure, why not?
Also known as LG.
How do I remember those letters?
Two letters, one
good.
man, no regrets.
I regret everything.
Our local lunatic and good friend, Ace.
Yo.
Owner of the shop and the man that keeps us together, Matt.
Hi.
So blame him for the reason why we're here.
Ha! And if you have never listened to our show,
we're sorry.
Go back and listen to 0.1. Then judge everything else.
Letters of
just like
can be
DC,
addressed to
we're
LG.
at. This is our.
Well, we have. That's the little first episode. It's 0.1.
Yeah.
The test of destiny.
And don't forget Lou.
Yeah, good old Lou. How you doing today? Oh, good. Hi.
Now, he's not normally a host, so we don't usually include him. So.
He's usually in the background running around making sure people aren't being stupid. Hi.
Lou, you're quite busy, aren't you?
Listen!
That's hot.
It hurt a lot. Okay, first comic review. We're gonna move on to our comic review section. Thanks to the great suggestion from Lou. I'm gonna go ahead and start us out with our good man Ace.
Always spitting first.
Well, with a name like Ace, where can you go wrong?
I know, it's just like Vegas.
Name like Schmuckers, it has to be. And no, we don't endorse Schmuckers. But
No, we also don't endorse Pepperidge Farm. Pepperidge Farm members everything. Remember those days when you were young? Remember those days when you got drunk and stupid and ran over that young couple on the road? Pepperidge Farm members, and it's going to cost you a lot. I mean, forget. Anyway. Okay, well, I got a total of 3, but 2 of them I can mush together for one summary. Yeah, mush. So you get the whole story so far. First one I read was Spider-Man number 5 of 5, the end of the limited series run.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Okay. What are we in Asgard?
Rainbow Bridge.
Rainbow Bridge. Everybody wears
Thor?
capes. No, but check out those horns on Loki. My goodness.
There's a Rainbow Bridge, everyone wears capes, and apparently we all have
We all look fabulous.
All right, your book.
Let's move.
Anywho's,
Who's?
yes. So they from the last issue, the kid Miles Morales, who's the Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe, says, "Hey, why don't we just follow where the energy signal is, and maybe we'll find Mysterio?" Duh. So they track him down there, and Mysterio decides to send one of his avatars. He's like, "I've got to make sure that the Spider-Man from this universe stays there, so there's no Spider-Man in this world, and I can go free to do whatever the heck I want."
And to find
And as he goes to send him, opens up the portal to send in his avatar, web lines shoot out of the portal, and guess what? Hi! We knew you'd be coming this way, so we just thought we'd pop in and stop you before you came through.
I saw that image. Mysterio had web all over his face. It was gross.
Yeah. So, to sum it all up, they all defeat him.
Don't ask me.
And stop his nefarious deeds, and
Nefarious.
Iron Man, Tony Stark, is geeking out. He's like,
Tony
Portal.
Stark is Iron Man?
yeah.
I didn't
Clark
know
Kent
this.
is Batman.
Sorry, Andy. Batman sucks. But
Anyways, so they stop him, and like Tony Stark's geeking all out. It's like, oh, cool portal. I want to analyze it. Fury's just like, no, don't
Cool
touch
portal.
it.
Not for you. You're
No,
too drunk.
I don't care. No, this is Christmas. No, don't touch it.
cool portal, mine's bigger.
Good God. But during before they completely defeat Mysterio, he throws down some of his gas to make everybody imagine their worst fears. And you've got Iron Man staying alone while the rest of the Avengers are defeated. Fury seeing the world destroyed completely. Spider-Man seeing Aunt May lance through one of Doc Ock's tentacles and the goblins behind it. And the Ultimate Spider-Man sees his uncle, who's the Prowler in that universe, with a gun shooting both of his parents dead. Yeah, so they conquer his butt. Well, actually, it's the young Spider-Man who goes, "Oh yeah, you didn't expect this one either." Takes him out. Spider-Man punches him. He hits him with a venom blast because he can touch somebody. Oh, what the hell? They're down.
Of cool.
Oh, you mean like the Shockers blast that you used to have?
Yeah, he just goes, "Hey, touch. What? Oh, you're down." So it's like, so I get to go home now. It's like you guys help me out a lot, and it's like you're welcome. It's like, and I get Tony Stark's like, I get to pick his brain. Dimensional portals, chemical fear agents. Fear's like, you stay away from his brain. We're not gonna let you know. Like he's like, that's it. Like that's gonna happen. And it's like, so I can go. Yeah, I actually have to go home now because it's unpredictable and it's gonna close. And if you don't go now, you're gonna be stuck in our universe. This, that, and the other thing. So the young Spider-Man is gonna go and so. You're cool with me being Spider-Man this year? Yeah, no problem, and it's like, so I have you have my blessing. It's like, oh, cool. And it's like, oh, you were to say something before you leave? It's like, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, sure. And he rattles off a whole list of things of him to not do. It's like, don't let anyone clone you. Seriously. And date one girl at a time. If you find any guy named Dr. Octopus who's going to marry my Aunt May, stop it. Don't let anyone named Wolverine or Mockingbird money. You'll never see it again. And once you beat up the bad guy, leave the crime scene as soon as possible because they'll expect you to clean it up. And wash your costume like daily because it gets funky and people will make fun of you for it. And then it's like he goes through the portal and Stark's and the portal closes and Stark's just like, okay, and it's like, I'm going to give the opposite advice on almost every segment, by the way, if anyone cares. Hands off the portal, Stark. Oh, just admire it from over there. So he's, it's like, yeah, you got the original Spider-Man's blessing, blah, blah. Peter's back home, and it ends with him washing his uniform. Taking a shower, goes, hey, it's funky. And he's like, Miles Morales, the kid who's actually the Ultimate Spider-Man, goes on his computer, Miles Morales, and all you see is his worried face like, oh my god. It says, the end with question marks. So now it makes the reader wonder who Miles Morales is in the known Spider-Man universe.
He's going to be a bad guy.
You never know. I was thinking about researching myself. Okay, Miles Morales in this universe, who is he? But
he's dead.
He's dead, Jim.
He's non-existent. Huh.
He's your great-great-grandfather. Original, kind of like the Futurama thing. It's like,
I'm my own grandpa.
Yeah. So I would give it a good it was a good series all around, and I would give it a solid 5 out of 5. Older Spider-Man teaching the things to a younger Spider-Man what to expect and what not to do. These are the Spider-Man no-nos.
Always so lengthy.
Hey, what do he wants to do?
Yeah.
So
compensating for something.
No, don't think. This is coming from the villain's point of view. Wouldn't it have been better if Mysterio had used the gas to make them all believe that they succeeded at what they were attempting to do?
Yeah.
So yes, but that's the whole thing with the villains. They don't think of the logical things. They want to monologue instead.
They're villains, so they're stupid, but they mastermind this, and then they get.
They think of that one. They don't think of that one thing that would get them their victory.
A gun.
But yet, I've seen that show on TV, Insane or Inventive, and you got these guys in the southern states building their own rocket and launching it far into space better than NASA. We send billions of dollars to NASA, and they can't get a rocket off the ground. And these guys, hey, we've been cooking this stuff for years.
Give us some tin roofing, and we got a rocket ship.
Better thermal thrust than what NASA uses to propel the shuttle.
I know why we have the better thermal thrust.
Let's not go down that road.
So
lucky LG still has eyebrows
and an ear.
Daddy's never gonna leave you again.
They're coming in patchy. So you had another book or two, I guess,
or 3.
or 10.
500.
Well, 500.
So you're gonna lump them together, huh?
Yeah, basically this is the continuation of Xenoscope.
Speaking of lumps. Sorry.
Yeah, keep going.
Anyways, before LG perverts it any more than I possibly could, but hey, 18 years in Rocky Horror, I could really. But anyway, it's a continuation of the book Irresistible. A guy who had a bad relationship for a year, suffering broken heart for a year and a half after his girlfriend dumps him. Helps in the first book, helps this old woman, and she gives him, what he most wants, and he wants to be desired. So goes down to a coffee shop the next day, has sex with the coffee barista in the bathroom, and as it continues, everywhere he goes, women are just lusting after him. He goes to a restaurant, the waitress takes him in the bathroom. Then it's like he's hanging out with his homeboys, and he goes, "Hey, you want to go out with this club?" "No, I think I got some work at home," because the waitress that just nailed him in the bathroom is talking to a co-waitress, and he takes that work home with him. But yet he's still pining for his ex-girlfriend. He still calls her, almost stalker-esque, like he says in the book. And the old woman he helps is actually a gypsy who gives him his heart, wants to be desired. And he's like, why is this so crazy? I should be enjoying this, but I can't get my mind off of my ex-girlfriend. Calls her and that. And the first girl, no, the second girl, no, it is the first girl, that the coffee barista, she actually shows up at his house with like a home-cooked meal prepared, and it's like he's freaking out because she's thinking they have this, like they've been together for years and that, but it was just kind of tells her off, we just had sex in the bathroom once, this, that, and the other thing, and it's like, so, and he sees...
Just that one time.
Yeah, she sees a picture of him and his ex-girlfriend, and it's like, she asks, is this why? And smashes it in her palm, and then takes the glass and starts, is this what you want? Starts cutting herself in front of him. This is in book 2. And then the third book so far, you see him in the police station. It's like, you expect us to believe this story that she just came to your apartment, like you've been together a while, cooked your home cooked meal, and then started, cutting herself open. Well, yeah, that, it's like, you're crazy. And so it's like there's a man and a woman detective there questioning him, and she goes, well, we're going to be here a while. Why don't you get some coffee? And then it's like, you want anything? No, I've got everything I need right here. Next thing you know, she's taking care of him. Playing cops and robbers in her own way.
There's a theme here.
Basically, yeah.
We played naked robber.
So
they stole the clothes off.
He tries to figure out, why this is happening. But the girls that he nails kind of show up afterwards. It's like, is this why you don't answer my calls? Because he keeps pining over his ex-girlfriend and such. So then he goes, he's taking a walk and he sees this poster, and it has a poster of the 3 guys that beat him up in the alley after trying to defend the old woman. They're actually actors that she paid off
so she could put this hex on.
Put this kind of hex on him, and basically towards the end of chapter 3, she says, well, she's basically Delilah of Samson and Delilah fame, and because her treachery on the person she loved the most caused him to lose his strength, be brutalized, and then be killed off by his own strength. And she managed to escape it. So Angel comes down and says, like, you're guilty of your sin. You've got the blood on your hands. You're asking for forgiveness. Now carry this curse with you. Then she goes on to tell that she saw this one guy, old man who was beaten up. A priest walks by, keeps walking by. Another religious sect person walks by, does nothing, and then just a regular person comes along, helps the old man. Then she turned it around that her curse would be that she grants people their innermost desires. And he goes, I don't want this anymore, because every girl that I meet ends up turning psycho afterwards. But it didn't work on my ex. Why is that? And it's like, well, if you want the spell broken completely, you have to make a sacrifice, and the way to break it is to sacrifice your true love. He has to kill his true love in order to break the spell, and that's where it ends so far.
Well, that's wonderful.
And it's a decent storyline. I mean, it is an adult book, so there's cursing and gratuitous nudity and that kind of thing in it. So I wouldn't recommend it for younger readers, but I would give it 3 out of 5. Why doesn't that ever happen to people in real life? Without the negative side effects.
Yeah. Well, there's a balance to everything.
Yeah.
And
it's the yin and the yang, and stop drooling on my pages.
Sure, why not?
That's what she said.
I don't want LG spit in my book. Ew.
Hello, police officer.
The equivalent of handcuffs and a baton. I love it.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Look.
Whoa.
Ask them to assume the position as well.
Handcuffs.
Yep. Okay, so who are you going to pass it off to?
I will throw it over to Mike.
Ah, me.
Yes.
How dare you? No. Well, what I've been reading so far is The Big Hero 6, written by Chris Claremont.
You just wanted to look at the boobies.
Not me. LG over here looking
yeah,
at Irresistible. And so far, it
Relax,
seems to be
Carol
Chris
comes out
Claremont's attempt at manga. Now, obviously, it reads like any English book would, but
You mean left to right?
yeah, left to right. You're catching on. I'm so proud of you right
12 years.
now. I'm pretty sure Lou has been here at least once. The story is you've got this this Japanese group of crime fighters is basically Japan's version of the Avengers, but they're obviously it's Japan, so they're
Avengers! Assemble! Voltron, go.
kind of like that, yes.
I'm gonna
But
get sued, aren't I?
Art.
so in this group,
Yes.
you've got a couple of kids that have superpowers, and one who's just a super genius. His name is Hiro Takichi. Yes, Hiro.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Hiro Takachiho.
Remember,
And-
all letters
and he
of
created
complaint
this,
can be filed to LG.
Yeah. He created this mech called Baymax.
Oh, so
Yeah.
he's Tony Stark. Of
No,
Japan.
he's not inside of this thing.
Oh, okay.
It's his basically it's his butler that goes around, but it can transform into this war machine, basically.
And why wouldn't it?
Then you've got a guy called Wasabi No Ginger. He's the chef of the group.
Okay then.
Wasabi, no ginger.
Wasabi No Ginger.
Arigato, stereotype son. Hi.
Well, he is a sushi chef.
I know.
That's the funny thing about this. He's also a master swordsman. He
So they're rolling all the
yeah,
stereotypes into
all in
one
this one.
character.
Then
Where's
you've
the
got
I got it.
then you've got a girl called Honey Lemon,
I wonder why.
and she has a purse that apparently can pull about almost anything out that they need for the situation.
No wonder why
she
Japanese
has a
like
portable
small
hole.
things.
Basically, yeah,
Thank you, Matt.
yeah. Then you've got Go-Go Tomogo, which
Why
is
wouldn't they call someone that?
which is a girl that has super strength, and she has to wear a mech suit to make sure that she
Doesn't break anything?
doesn't break herself in the process. Her body isn't supposed apparently can't take the forces of herself. And then you've got this one guy named Fred. You think I'm kidding? His name is just
So
Fred.
we got wasabi no ginger,
You
honey
have-
lemon.
You have Hero,
Sounds like a menu.
Baymax, Honey Lemon, Go-Go Tomogo, Wasabi No Ginger, and Fred.
It's Fred like
This
the
is direct
Nick.
from MIB. And
And
Bob.
It's Wigant and Bob.
I remember going like that.
What did they get? And Bob.
And basically, what they're doing is they make mention of the actual Avengers here, including like the Fantastic Four. So it is in the Marvel continuity. Woo! I've only read 2 out of the 5 issues they released in this compilation, and the story so far is just there's someone. It's your typical someone's wanting to steal something, and we have to stop them from stealing it.
Hold on. What's with the Green Lantern weapons?
Oh yeah, that's one of Wasabi No Go's. Wasabi No Ginger. God.
Wasabi, no go-go. I constipated. No
Go
go-go.
Speed Racer. No, it's his.
Wasabi no ginger.
it's
Clears out sinuses.
It's his ability that he can manifest these knives or any of these weapons, and he can hit you with he stabs this guy in the head with one, but it doesn't stab him in the physical sense. It hits him in the consciousness,
So he's Psylocke.
basically. But I like his knives a little better. I just like Psylocke's other things a little better.
They're
But
irresistible.
then they have
took
an
it before I
upfront
could
fight
Title drop.
to show off the powers of all of them. Baymax is still he's just your brute robot kind of guy.
Your powers combined.
Yeah. I'm Captain Sandwich. Anyone who knows me knows that reference.
I
But
get it.
yeah, there's a lot
Flying
of
monkeys.
okay, and then there's the head of this secret organization in Japan, and it's her name is Furi Fury.
Hey, I'm done. Later. I'm going
But
home.
the only thing is, what I can give them so far is that no, she doesn't have an eye patch, even though she has lost an eye.
Look and see what this has done to me.
But long story short, they have to go to America to defend some. I can't remember what exactly it was because I read the first part last week and just got around to it now.
Defend their honor.
But it's the whole thing, the dysfunctional team dynamic.
Their honor.
That it's quite a fun little romp into it. And yes, there's a lot of references to manga and anime in here. And it seems like Claremont's having a good time with this. And I like the series so far. I do want to finish it up. I never covered what Fred can do. Apparently he's got this monster that he is this monster, but he masquerades as a human.
So he's Godzilla in disguise or something? Then,
yeah, just more purple.
What's the Japanese word for monster?
He's Barney?
anyways?
No, definitely not Barney.
What do they call it? Like
Barney to
kaiju
you?
or
Kaiju.
Every time I saw it, yeah, it's kind of,
Hey, kids.
kaiju? That's how you say like monster in Japanese or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember. Let us know, people. Comment.
And if you're Japanese,
LG.
if you're Japanese, I apologize.
For nothing.
If,
I already know you, LG.
dude, I do not want a bunch of ninjas attacking my house.
Stop!
How would you know?
Stereotypes. Okay.
What's up, my ninja?
So far, with what I've read, I like the series. I want to see where it's going to go, even though there's just these blatant Avengers tie-ins that are more hilarious to me than anything else.
Let me guess. Fred is supposed to be Thor.
No.
Okay,
Quiet.
the Hulk.
Go away.
Okay.
But
so he's the pulp. He's the purple.
yeah,
Or he's the
I give it 3.5.
No.
Well, yeah, she does end up with an eye patch though. Right there.
Oh, it's on the wrong eye.
Yeah, it's on the other eye.
Yeah.
So, so close.
Not gonna go there.
Please calm yourself.
What?
Hoi!
Thank you.
Lou will slap you, and Lou will not feel any regret, for he is Lou.
Lou will make you commit harakiri.
In lieu of current events.
Yes, that was the title of one episode.
Of a previous podcast. No,
I get it.
like I said, I'll give it 3.5 out of 5 overly stereotypical names and Fred.
And Fred.
Like wasabi no ginger.
And LG.
And honey lemon.
Arigatos.
And go-go tomogo.
Actually, it should have been something like cherry blossom or something.
Yeah, something absolutely. Yeah, it would just
Lotus petal.
Lotus tiled. They named you after a toilet? Maybe. What'd they call you, John? Sorry, anyone named John out there. My bad.
Way back when I used to do speech team, competing in another school, and there was a guy, and I'm like, he was doing his original comedy, which was my field, and I'm like, are you talking about yourself? His last name, I'm sure it was pronounced Concepcion, but his first name was John, and he pronounced it Conception.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like, if you're talking about yourself, dude, I'm sorry. If you're out there, I'm still sorry, dude.
Alright.
Remember, what's your real name again?
I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Matt for right now.
Alrighty. Well, I went a different route this week. I went with DC Comics. I read a whole bunch of the new Zeros that came out for the new 52. And wound up reading Red Hood and the Outlaws. And it's kind of cool. They did they basically did a standalone with Jason Todd.
Question.
Yes.
Judging by that cover, is Starfire part of them?
Yes.
Okay.
She's been in that book.
I like how her design has not changed.
Nope.
Nope, they've not changed it.
I like how her design has not changed either.
Exactly.
Yep.
Thumbs up.
That was the creepiest thumbs up I've ever seen.
I've seen creepier. Do it. Told you.
Yeah. But anyhow, this is the story about Jason Todd, who is Red Hood in this whole thing, instead of what Red Robin is what it was way back when. The cartoon show, it was still Red Robin, wasn't it?
It was still Red Robin.
Yeah. So he's Red Hood, and it talks about they go and do the background story of him, how like most sidekick slash eventually title leading comic book characters. They start off in the bad part of town, have horrible things happen, tragedy strikes, and they go around, and then the Batman comes.
Sorry,
Either
Andy.
that or Scooby Doo, and and
Those meddling kids.
yeah. So
Man, I am one seriously disturbed dog food eating hippie.
anyhow,
At least you didn't say stoner.
by the way,
Wait.
Scooby Doo is part of DC Comics, so yeah. It's a
Really?
shameless plug. Yes.
Owned by Warner.
Yep. So anyhow,
Ziggy is what is that? Kind
Holy
of some kind of breakfast cereal?
So, anyways, you go through your general story. The cool part that they did about this was that after Jason Todd runs into the Batman and starts learning, gets taken under his wing, no pun intended, starts training with him,
You got blown up.
talks about how the Joker kind of just sidesteps in and goes, oh yeah, by the way, pushes Jason Todd out of the way and starts talking about, this is the funny part, starts talking about, oh yeah, here he comes, boom, blows him up, throws him in the Lazarus pit, and then he starts talking about what's happening, how this happens. It's like, hey, great, killed him again, yeah, I get to do it, He
My
gets,
enchanted crowbar.
yes, goes all the way through and
Backhand.
talks about where, I find it funny that he comes out of the grave dressed like this.
Yeah.
And this is where, the only part that I'm like, really? They buried him in bat armor. But,
It's a metaphor.
yes. But he comes out.
You
But
know
at the
why
very
you
end,
metaphor.
it's the Joker telling the story. He's like, well, I never really meant to create him like that, but, oh, well,
Joke's
The,
on me.
Yep. It's a pretty good story. I mean, if you're not familiar with how many Robins Batman has gone through,
He changes one each week.
yeah,
40.
you get the chance to understand a little bit more about Jason Todd, and a lot of people I know, when they were showing it on Toonami, watching Teen Titans was pretty cool. You got to understand about about the whole Teen Titans concept, even though they don't carry it too much in. There doesn't seem to be that much popularity for Teen Titans in the DC universe right now.
In comic form, no, but
Yeah.
TV it seems to work just fine.
Yeah. So
Hell yeah.
you get to understand a little bit more about it, and if you are a fan of the cartoon version, it's kind of nice. This goes into it. Realistically, if you didn't know this number
I win.
0, you're not going to miss out on a lot, but
It explains a lot, at least.
it explains a little bit about it. I would rate, and for the most part, the storyline was very well done. The artwork was still pretty cool. I mean, I didn't, there's nothing blazing out of this compared to some of the other comics that we reviewed where you're like, these guys are just, there's no
We're in it
dimension.
for the money.
There's no dimension to them. I mean, they look like they're just stick figures drawn. This is done very well. I would give this,
My leg is itchy.
even though it's kind of a retelling of the story, what's going on, and we all had enough origin stories.
last us
I would
a
give this.
lifetime.
I would give this a 4.5 out of 5 batarangs.
That's a little higher than I was expecting, but
Oh no. There's even one part here. I was laughing about it. They show about getting in a fight, and he's got.
random Green Arrow bug.
And apparently Joe Kubert died.
We made that
Yeah.
comment last week. We're like, "Aw,
Yeah,
Cooper!"
I remember I worded it like, "Oh, when did Joe Cooper kick it?"
And then I'm just like, "Yeah." And
You're like, apparently 2012.
When his dad ran into Batman, and he's bragging about getting a batarang to the arm, and it's like, hey, wow, cool. Never expect to make it out after that.
I got smacked with a battery. Wow, that is.
So apparently a batarang just hits you flat on, huh?
I guess so.
Yeah, witch slapped with a batarang.
Good thing Andy's
It's no
not
fun
here.
in games. I remember the night
He flipped his
took a bullet
lid. It's
to
like,
the
that's
back
not how a
just because-
batarang works.
Good thing he was spineless. Oh, that's mean.
Oh yeah. Well, basically, he's saying that his dad was just kind of a low life, but he learned a lot of the tricks of the trade,
Yeah.
and then started learning how to boost cars and stereos and all that, and that's how he ran into Batman. And
Because he was boosting his tires.
yeah,
Wonder what I can get
so
for
that's
these
how the
things on the
Batmobile
open
lost a
market.
wheel.
Excuse me, that's my
So that's how the Batmobile lost a wheel.
I
Boosted his
get it.
tires.
And the Joker got away.
So that's the Killing Joke.
Stop it.
It's been a very good year.
Apparently. So, who do you pass it on to? Oh, wait.
Woohoo! For once, I'm last.
I thought you were going to complain.
Boo! I'm last. Sorry.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's no policing queue.
hate
I
you
know
so much
nothing.
right now. Okay. Well, anyways, now it is time for the amazing, the superior, the wonderful Mr. LG. There's a reason LG stands for Life's Good.
When you're done with your intro, I'll let you know how the story ended.
Okay then.
flying monkeys.
Please let that joke die, or at least wait till the 25th, or this Tuesday.
Everyone's looking forward to that.
Okay, anyways, LG read The Walking Dead 102,
In the secret location.
which you can buy here at Lightning Comics.
Stop it. Shameless
Well, fine
plug.
then.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Okay, so this is after the whole raid on, what do they call the place they're at now? I forgot. The community just...
I don't know.
Okay, well, this is after some of Negan's men tried to raid the community our heroes are at.
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Dead.
And they managed to stop that, but it still ended with the death of a very important figure, Abraham. But, sort of like, what?
No, I'm just remembering the Family Guy joke. Remember when Isaac shot Abraham? Hey!
Okay, then.
Jeez.
So anyways, they actually managed to capture the guy who led the attack on the community, and they're holding him prisoner right now. And as they're trying to interrogate him, quote unquote, basically just beating the crap out of him, Rick stops them and starts, talking about everything that he's witnessed so far. He's describing Negan as just this one person that is unlike anything he's ever encountered before. They had the dealings with the governor, they had every other jerk and homicidal maniac, they encountered along the way, and Rick is just putting Negan in his own class. He's basically traumatized from when they got ambushed and how that ended in the death of Glenn. And he's trying to, convince everyone that it's time that this is the point where they might not want to fight back for once. Negan is just pretty much scared. What's his name again? I forgot.
Rick?
The sheriff?
Rick.
Oh, yeah.
Rick?
Rick. Sorry. It's been a while. Okay. Then.
Rick?
Hey, Rick. That's his name.
When they had the name and one of the speech bubbles on the page. What's his name again? Rick?
Yeah, well, so like I said, Rick is just pretty much kind of giving up. He's going around the community convincing, especially those in his group. He's convincing Michonne, his son Carl, just telling them that for once we are up against something we just can't defeat, and telling everyone this is where we should just not fight back and give in to their demands. There's a kind of a little side note where he's talking to Eugene on, because Eugene has a plan that might tip the scale in their favor, but it's going to require a lot more things, a lot more resources than they have. It's basically Eugene saying that if they can get everything, all the equipment, he can make bullets. Because that's pretty much the main crippling factor with Rick and the community, is they're low on ammo.
Yeah.
We need the 18.
They're all zombies.
Then,
That's what I
He's
thought
got
at
bitten
this
on
point, the
hand off.
zombies are the good guys.
I pay you like.
yeah, it's kind of awesome. There's not one zombie in this entire chapter.
Yeah, that's true.
Not even a simple walker or whatever. And this chapter ends with pretty much they let the guy who attacked the community, they just let him go. And he's walking outside the gates with a big old grin, and everyone just has this mean look pointed towards Rick.
They're not happy with Rick.
Yeah. But then it kind of ends with Rick talking to... how do you say this guy's name? Is it Jesus or Jesus? Which one? I've just been calling him Jesus.
Jesus.
Whatever.
That's their nickname for his nickname is Jesus. They give him.
Well, yeah, he kind of looks like it. After they let the guy go, it ends with Rick talking to Jesus, saying, follow the guy, don't let him out of your sight, and see where he goes, and when you get there, see what we're up against. So basically, it ends with Rick just sending a spy to get, some
I think I saw that in
reliable
the Stand
information.
once.
And he's basically saying, don't let them know what we're doing here.
Don't let anyone know. So if anything, if they get caught, it's just Rick and Jesus' fault.
Yeah, that's what they're
Blame it on Rick and Jesus.
that's what they're doing. So he's got a better plan. He's just having to mislead everyone so
yeah.
they don't get blamed for it.
So this almost sounds like a cross between Jericho, The Stand, and what else you want to put in? Oh yeah, Zombieland.
Pretty much.
So what do you rate it?
Well, it was a very good chapter. I mean, drama-wise, it was really well written in that aspect.
Why zombies?
Yeah, I would give it actually a solid 4. No zombies in this chapter.
Solid 4, no zombies.
Yep.
All right.
Well, a solid 4 Negans.
Negan's a jackass.
I know.
I'm sorry. Every time I read that chapter where he
Killed Glenn.
kills Glenn, I get pissed. It was that whole discussion we had beforehand why I get pissed. Even if it's like a fictional character that is being unjustly killed, I'm like,
Why? So,
now we've gone past the reviews, and Ace being the crowning achievement here because he read 3 compared to our 1 each.
Well, I read 5 comics today. I only talked about 1.
he did one.
Yeah.
So he gets the most read.
I spat farther.
Nah.
He read 5 books in 1. Well, he read a book that has 5 in 1, but he only read 1 of the 5.
2 of the 5. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, get the facts right. God, jeez, you people. That's right, you heard it. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on to free discussion.
I believe the vernacular is neener.
Nah. With a subquote here.
So anyways, about that there ozone layer, how can we protect it?
No.
I told you
We're not
about what's
that free?
outside the ozone layer. Is the
For
fart
free
zone.
discussion on nerddom.
Oh,
Nerddom.
nerdom.
Well, one of the things I learned this week from Superhero Hype, a shameless plug, is that they are ending Amazing Spider-Man at issue 700. There's no talk of rebooting it just yet for Marvel now, so it's like making all of us weapons. Like, what the hell? Superman Action Comics got to go to 900. We don't even get a stick at 800? What the hell?
You know it's not going to be finished.
Sorry,
here.
but
I
you
know.
know, a kid getting bitten by a spider, having all these amazing powers, it's kind of played out.
Yeah.
That's like having some alien from another planet land on Earth and has all these superpowers.
Because of our son.
Yeah. I mean,
broccoli.
really.
Or like, you got some whiner who, my parents got shot and I have to dress like a...
He's not a superhero.
Yeah, he has
I
no
know.
freaking powers.
His powers are Superman.
But Yeah.
His powers are $100 bills.
You didn't see anything.
Is that your impression of Batman at a strip club or
Yep.
something?
LG went there before I.
You got me. Find me. See, that's how he does it too. He has a $100 bill with his number on the back of it.
For the strippers, and then.
You're not attractive. Do you find me attractive now? Oh wow. Where'd he go? He does that. He did the same thing to me too. First time meeting Commissioner Gordon. $100 bill with his number. Find me. Build a signal for me.
Oh, it's more like this. Hey, he didn't pay for his lap dance. He does that sometimes. Like, okay, you need to pay. Where'd you go?
I mean, it's not to say that Spider-Man will be in the Marvel Now universe, but you know, it's kind of upsetting to see a long-running title like that.
I don't think
Give the
they're going to
kibosh.
leave it at 700.
Yeah, but
They're probably going to come back to it. They're probably going to play it safe during the
we're at
Marvel Now.
694 this week, and we only got 6 more issues. Like, why?
You just wait and see when after they launch Marvel Now, you're going to see this. People like, well, we want more Spider-Man.
Wolverine's everywhere.
All these webheads are going to be, hey, we want our stuff,
Yeah.
jackass.
Well, it's like, we're going to end Fantastic Four at issue 598. That's it. No more.
598.
Yeah.
Every OCD person in for a Fantastic Four. I can't complete my collection.
Yeah. And it's dead for 11 months. Hey, we're back.
Yeah.
Look, he's not really dead. What?
Oh look, Human Torch has been snuffed. Oh, he's back.
I know.
Sorry, just no.
Those one of those show candles, stuff. It relights.
Actually, for a little bit after his apparent demise, I used to carry a letter. It's like, okay, my impression of the Human Torch. He's done, guys.
The end.
Who here is a fan of the Fantastic Four?
Used to be.
What changed that?
Pulling this trick, because it was a shameless plug just to try and sell comics.
Well, what's happening? Our book is dying. We better kill someone so we can resurrect it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and that was the whole method behind it.
That was Superman.
Yep.
Even though they did it kind of the right way, because it was a climactic battle.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, let's look at this. Out of all the Marvel movies that have come out, which has shot up sales of Iron Man, shot up sales of Spider-Man, Avengers going through the roof, Hulk, Fantastic Four. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell are those guys again?
Well, that's
Marvel's
they
first
had
family.
Galactus, the giant space cloud.
Yeah, I don't care if it's Marvel's first family. It doesn't mean it's the right family.
Well, but I mean, that was the problem.
Is that Galactus? Looks like somebody sneezed Technicolor on the universe. Yeah.
Paradox.
Yeah.
That's DC.
I know.
Well, we're
Well,
talking about the same thing.
it's a comparison.
Everyone needs every company needs that one gigantic space fart cloud they can work with. Galactus was the first one, where it was a Technicolor fart with a little on it. And then you had Green Lantern, where it was a true brown floating space fart. That what they do? What did they do to take him down? They lit the fart. They threw him in the sun, burned off the methane, and they were done with it.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer showed up, and
But
that's
I
about
mean,
it.
that's the problem. Is that
Galactic space farts.
you need to have a decent storyline to make. I mean, heck, they made 2 movies for Fantastic Four, and we're not even talking about the one back in the '90s that never even aired.
Yeah, I've seen clips of that. You can watch that on YouTube.
I've actually seen the entire thing.
You want morbid fascination? That is it.
It was.
I found it on
Star Wars Christmas Special is Morbid Fascination.
I've seen that. I found that more entertaining than I did the Fantastic Four.
Wow,
But,
yeah, that's pretty bad.
I picked it up on videotape at a
Fantastic
convention, the Fantastic Four. I'm like, oh, what?
There'll be one shot that I'll always remember of that is when, it's toward the end, and Reed Richards extends his arms, and all they basically did is they took two bits of extended tubing,
Come here.
grabbed him, and with the camera in the middle, and ran backwards with it. So he's like, it was the dumbest looking thing you'll ever see in your life.
Give me a hug.
Yeah,
That's
you
all
really,
I'm
you
getting
really
from
didn't
the
see any
suit.
special effects with the Human Torch until the end of the film.
Yeah, and how is that really a special effect?
Look, we drew on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
He's
that's
a cartoon now. Look.
Well, that's it. You know, movies like this, you know, that should boost things. You know, make a comic special. You know, doing this little gag is what I call it. You know, up, he's dead. Nope, just kidding. You know, it just sucked.
Yeah, one of our customers actually said it best. It's like, yeah, okay, he's getting surrounded by Annihilus and his brood, and the doors closed. We don't actually see him die.
Well, that's what issue 600 covered, and you're like, you know, really?
That was a
That,
dirty bad way around it.
you know, that's just boring. And no, so I mean, I lost a lot of respect for that comic right there. You know,
My biggest issue with Fantastic Four is that, yeah, it's been around for umpteen issues.
yeah.
Just many. That's all I can really say. And here, what has changed with the main characters?
Nothing.
Had kids.
They had kids. Congratulations, your character truly didn't change. Now you got to wake up at 4 in the morning to feed your kids. Any schmuck can have kids.
Franklin said,
How is that a superpower?
Don't worry, I've got my bottle of
Yeah.
What else have they changed?
telekinesis.
Well,
Thing is still thinging. Torch is still torching. Richards is still Richarding. And Invisible Woman.
We can't
Who's seen
find
her
it.
last?
last scene. Yeah, but I mean,
I
that's
Just the
Get
empty
it?
side of a milk carton. Have you seen me?
dotted line.
Yeah, it's just a dotted. Yeah, just dotted line. No one's there.
It's a blank picture.
But the thing is, I mean, you know, people have come in off the streets to read Avengers. People have had a lot of people interested in Green Lantern, even though
the movie was a bit.
yeah. But I mean, everyone came in to get the storyline and all the other characters, you know, which I thought was great. You know, that if that makes people inquisitive, that they come in and pick up characters, like, that's cool. I like that. But with, you know, Fantastic Four doing we're going to kill him. Here you go, and we're going to black bag it for you. That's just a shameless plug to buy to spend.
And what they do with the black bags, like 500 of them had signed.
One out of every 500 had like an autograph of.
Ooh, hide and seek.
Theoretically, we heard it was standard. We don't ever really know, but
Yeah, and well, the other part is with those films, they got to realize that you can give an origin for characters, like with Green Lantern, which I thought I was watching another version of Power Rangers movie. Seriously, think about it.
yeah,
Zordon, there's a problem.
yeah.
Gigantic space fart, killing things. The evil menace is back. Ivan Ooze.
There's an urgent mission in deep space. Let's go.
One crotch shot later, and a meteor runs into it.
Sadly, we will never know what he said in his last alien tongue. Hal Jordan.
Yeah, I finally saw that.
I still think
chalkboard with another chalkboard.
every time I see Green Lantern, I think of the Power Rangers movie. I think of just the space, everything about that, including the nut shot at the end of the Power Rangers movie. Ivan Ooze. You remember that?
Yes.
Hit the emergency release button. They hit the button. What does it do? It just knees him in the nuts. Apparently, that's the entire emergency escape, just a knee motion. You couldn't do that with the regular controls. Just walk up, boop. Oh, look, I need him in the balls. We win. The emergency escape, I expect like a giant cannon to shoot out, just blow his face off. Just to completely break character. No, it's boom, knee him in the balls, throw him in the way of the comet. Apparently, it's a Deus Ex Machina button, and it's an excuse just to hit that button.
Oh, man.
And apparently, the Power Rangers had to get more padding. Seriously, you watch that movie. The first time they show up, they're in this padded suits that they never had on the show. And
Oh, yeah.
As a kid, I'm like, those look so cool. As an adult, I'm like, why? Are they going BMXing after this? They've been fighting putties the entire time. What's going to happen now? Now they need padding to face off against ooze monsters.
Seriously, I think that was like the prototype for Batman Begins suit.
Nice.
Extreme Frisbee.
Because if you look at when he's first shown the the stuff in Batman Begins.
It kind of looks like those suits. No, but my point is, I sat there and found it on Netflix. So, yes, the movie. I'm like, okay, I got to relive my childhood.
My childhood sucked.
And my adult analytical side kicked in. I still love the movie just for the fact that it was a big part of my childhood. But I look at it nowadays, and I'm watching The White Ranger and doing all this stuff, and I always think it's a discussion I can't talk about here. Really, I can't. He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
At least not on a recording.
At least not on not on a recording. But no, it's
You'll never know what the subject is, folks.
you might get to hear it during one of our outtake specials, but. I know I'm going on about Power Rangers of all things, but Green Lantern was like the new invention of that film.
That is part of nerddom, so we're on the subject.
Zordon. Rangers.
There's a...
Hey,
why did it... What,
Zordon in his
think-
gaseous form.
when I think about it, though, why the hell does this being trapped in a freaking bog?
You're trapped in a frickin' bong?
No,
Zordon.
Zordon's stuck in this bomb.
Oh, yeah.
You ever see Power Rangers?
I imagine him now just, Rangers. I have some horrible cotton mouth.
Bring more donuts.
Find me some Mountain Dew.
Alpha, find me some teenagers as mules.
Alpha, find me some teenagers with attitude.
And Nutty Buddies and Honey Bones. Get more.
Find me some teenagers with Fritos. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
It's almost as bad as this time
Well,
on
the one
Earth.
thing, like, looking back on it now, I was like, really? You're going to trust the safety of this world to a bunch of high schoolers? Anyone remember high school? It was a bunch of bull.
Yeah,
Everyone
well,
you met in high school was pretty much full of it. So we are going to entrust these people. I mean, I like how they had to have the entire, like, one from every clique. You got the jocks, which was, I guess, Jason, the martial arts. You got Zach, who's,
Or Tommy.
yeah, Tommy too. But he came later. He was
He
Irish.
came later after America spliced a completely different show into it. Power Rangers, and then this other kid from another series.
Then you got
Look it
Zach.
up.
He's the cool hipster dance kid. There you go.
Biting my tongue. Can't
Keep it in mind.
can't break. Can't do it.
Then you got, what was her name? Trini. She's the tomboy girl. Then you got Kimberly. She's the ditzy, you know,
The reason
nail polish.
the reason you watched Power Rangers as a kid,
and you got Billy the nerd.
seriously, yeah, Billy the Nerd.
Even
Sad
his
thing
name
is,
was
though,
nerdy.
Even though I didn't watch the show, I still know which Ranger went which color. That you've been talking about. It's like, and I didn't watch it whatsoever. Every time I'd see anything like that come on, it'd be like, run the other way.
Do yourself a favor, and then do yourself a curse and watch the first series and watch the editing on it.
Oh no, I'd rather
Because
not.
me, as an editor, I went back because they have the entire first 60 episodes, which is season 1
Oh,
of
God.
Power Rangers. Yeah, their first season is 60 frickin' episodes. I went and watched a few of those episodes. I was rolling because of the crappy edits. Usually I'm pissed. But I'm watching this, and I'm watching the blatant Japanese.
Seriously, though?
Why do you think Rita Repulsa never matched up her voice at all? Because her lines in Japanese were all sang. She would sing every damn thing.
Yeah.
Watch it in Japanese and prepare to laugh.
Well, actually, I used to watch the old Night Ranger
Well, that's
TV
not
show
right.
that came on.
That was
Well,
another
but it
thing
came
about-
on, but they showed Mighty Morphin Power Rangers at 11 o'clock at night, about 8 years before
Before
Power Rangers became a kids TV show, because adults apparently like getting stoned and watching this too.
Well, you know, that was another apparent thing about drug use. Every time she threw a frickin' stick, some kind of gas would come out of the earth, and all of a
make
sudden
them
these monsters are giant.
Apparently, it's bottled form of Mario's mushrooms.
Pretty much.
Either that or peyote, because after a while you're all got little monsters running all around, and all of a sudden they're just huge. I feel like Young Gun. You see the
Okay,
side
so-
of that chicken?
So now that we've torn apart Power Rangers.
After talking about these films that our tangent just shot completely to Power Rangers because of me. That is my fault.
That's how we do it, though.
Well, you said it was open discussion.
It is open discussion, but
Well, I did want to bring up, talk about TV shows.
well, I guess
I asked
we're
you
already
earlier.
there.
We're on TV shows now.
Like, because last week, well, since you weren't here for last week, I might as well ask you this question just to get it out of the way. What is the worst animated film you've ever seen? And ever
Animated.
seen animated? Yes.
There are a couple that I found video cassettes in the 99-cent bin that I picked up that are rip-offs of another rip-off, which is a rip-off of another rip-off.
Like Transmorphers?
Something like that.
GoBots.
Yeah.
No, actually,
No,
GoBots.
no.
I know,
GoBots,
I know.
GoBots actually was enjoyable until you saw Transformers for the first time. Then you're like,
I want the truck.
oh look, it's an airplane that turns into a motorcycle that turns into a truck that's
Turns into a gun that I can hit my brother with.
But you're just pissed off. Never mind.
You just piss with him in Megatron?
He became
that's got some weight to it. That'll leave a dent. Yeah. God, there's some horrible ones that I've seen that have just.
Is there one you can just pick out? It doesn't have to be absolute worst, just a bad
Oh,
one
I-
you know of.
No, not really.
Okay, then
Yeah.
here's the other question. What was your favorite animated film? It could be Disney, anime, whatever.
Actually, Summer Wars is right up there.
Summer Wars is
Hell
pretty-
yeah.
Hell, yeah, I remember going like, hey, you should check out this movie. What's this? It's Summer Wars. Watch it. And we would watch it. Oh my god, that's awesome. I walked to you. You should check out this movie. Summer Wars. Watch it. And then,
I still had to make my comments at the end, though. Where they're doing that whole big Hanafuda. How do you call that game?
Hanafuda?
Yeah. And apparently it revolves everyone around the world. They're all saying koi. I was like, how does everyone in the world know this word?
Koi. You've activated my trap card.
Then she does like this. It's like, here, watch God lay down a card. You see this giant golden card.
You can't tell me
Falling down
in a
from the
game
sky.
in any one of the games you play, when you get the perfect setup, well, and it's been a huge battle the entire time. You get that one card, you just slam it down. You're
Table
like,
breaks and everything.
someone in China trying to eat the rice. Someone played a good
Your
card.
opponent is blown backwards. And you just
Exodia! Oh,
Obelisk the Normander! Evan. No. Okay.
So Summer Wars, you're on top of that. Okay.
I mean, a lot of Miyazaki's films and any of his students qualify for just right up there. I mean, there's some other ones, but no, Summer Wars just right off the get-go still sticks in my mind.
It's a lovely film, isn't it? King Cosmo, one of my favorite characters out there, even though he's just an avatar. I mean,
and you got version 2 where he has a like Super Saiyan.
where he's got blonde hair and he's not wearing the goggles on his head, and just the fight scenes there when he starts fighting back during version 2.
Oh god!
That's half the reason why I bought the film in the first place, just because the one part of that fight I remember is the spin kick. Just boom, boom, dodge, just 2 spins and slam.
I just remember, what was the name of the bad guy again? The programming?
Love Machine.
There we go. I just remember when he turned into that one.
I remember when he first popped up.
Yeah, at first he looked like a freaking mouse with. that looked like Mickey Mouse if he got
And
if he got attacked by something or whatever.
the theme they played when they were chasing him for the first time.
Oh yeah. God, are you for real?
But I had that
Exactly.
theme on my
Was
phone.
it before version 2 or after that? You have he's fighting against Love Machine. Then all of a sudden you got these 2 avatars charging at him with these buildings, these skyscrapers.
It was after he became Love Machine evolved. And it was during that second fight. Well, yeah, that was kind of their joke about it. Yeah, because King Cosmo's going in for the hit, and then he's got these past the avatars he's taking. He's using them as his own weapon, and the 2 buildings. Yeah, as you're saying, those are parts. Those are bits of the fight I enjoy a lot, even though that Cosmo's getting his butt handed to him.
Yeah. It's you.
But okay, so we've got Summer Wars on there. So now, TV shows. Now, are you talking just like regular TV shows, animated TV shows?
Anything.
What? Okay, let's put it in that subject. What's the worst TV show you have seen? Starting with you, LG.
Oh, God.
Power Rangers. Okay, good.
No, I think...
I love Power Rangers, but...
Seriously, I think if it had to be something, it would have to be what came after Power Rangers. All their spin-offs are just...
Anything after.
There's only one part I like about the spin-offs, is when they had all the Red Rangers come back.
I think that was like the only...
That's the only thing I would watch. I'm like, all the Red Rangers are back? That's cool.
Seriously though, when I saw that, I thought that was like
You're red, you're vermilion, you're scarlet.
They even had, they had Tommy there organizing it. And then, like, after all of them are gathered, they're like, all right, let's go. And because they're kind of sad, like, oh, well, one guy didn't show up. And then it's Jason who rolls in on this badass motorcycle. And he's like, hey, what's up, guys? And you're like, ah!
And I like how they're
My
trying
childhood.
I like how they're trying to combine, like, 3 different seasons.
Yeah.
You had, the machine people from Zeo. And they're trying to get this, what was this, that big dragon Lord Zed used? Serpentera? Or
Yeah, I think so.
And they're trying to resurrect that machine, and just this whole convoluted storyline.
You have to know what we're talking about to enjoy the story.
Pretty much. Seriously, I think it should have ended when they had when it was Power Rangers Lost in Space.
So they're still lost.
Well,
We don't have enough money to bring them
Wasn't
back.
that like Power Rangers Deep Space Nine?
Voyager. But anyway,
yeah, it was Voyager more than anything else.
well, then there came Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. So apparently we're still lost.
I remember
Now
that.
they're in the Delta Quadrant.
Now they're on. What is it? Power Rangers Samurai Assault or whatever.
Super Samurai or some...
Okay, Ace knows this.
Well, he
Yeah.
has kids. Of course he knows it.
No, we don't watch Power Rangers in the house. I just go through the channels like, oh, Power Rangers, Super Samurai, hell no.
Okay,
Funny,
what was the whole part about this conversation we were starting for TV shows?
Well,
and we get
he was talking
Power
about the
Rangers.
shoot-offs of Power Rangers, but
That's my contribution. What's yours?
worst TV show.
Worst TV show. Goodness.
There's a lot of bad ones.
Yeah, pass. I'll come back. I'll listen. Ace.
Good God. No, many moon ago, no. I've seen a
Sanford and
lot.
Son. Hey.
What are you talking about, dummy?
I don't know. There was this annoying family called the Brady Bunch. I hated them with a passion.
Oh God! Don't bring that up because I don't know why. No.
I forgot its name. What was the one where this kid would always have an inner monologue?
Doogie Howser.
No, it was Wonder Years.
Yeah.
There we go.
Fred Savage.
What would you do if I sang out of tune?
Really?
Would you stand up and walk out on me?
Yes.
So
I'd
lend
let
me
you
your ear and
hear.
I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key.
Oh God. Worst.
Yeah, the only thing I remember about that show, seriously, is the intro. I'll watch the entire thing, and afterward, I'm like, what the hell did I just watch?
The only thing I remember about that show, it's like, I realized back then, it's like, who the hell is talking?
Worst show. Gosh, there's way.
Is this kid channeling his future thoughts?
That's the unfortunate thing about most TV shows out there. That's why I stopped watching TV. Is that
There's way too many
there's
bad ones.
too many of my hours that could be put up on the chalkboard.
Okay.
Just wasting away watching. I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. Oh,
gosh.
look at the. Oh, my brain's vegging. Okay.
Choose one of the bad ones.
One of the bad ones. Oh gosh.
It's like sifting through trash. You don't want to go in there for the one thing.
We watched it basically because there was nothing else on. It was called BJ and the Bear.
Okay.
Was that with the monkey?
That was Bear was a monkey. The
bad.
trucker with the chimpanzee. The only reason you watched was his crew of other truckers, and they were all female truckers. That was the only reason you watched the show.
Really?
Was to see the chicks, and that was it.
I must
But
invest in this
I
show.
can't even remember.
Was it animated, live action?
No, it was live action, and
And were the other truckers hot?
Yes.
Then I know why the demographic existed.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's like,
70s.
you know.
Yes, it explains it entirely.
That
was-
explains the title entirely.
Something was happening. Something corruption was going on, and the truckers found
gonna
out
say,
about
they
it, and they,
realized-
they
Got
formed their
ourselves a convoy.
Yeah, got their convoy together and formed their little A team with the B's and the C's and the double D's. And
Thank you.
there's the monkey, a bear.
And then there's a monkey.
Yeah,
and a bear.
everything's funnier with monkeys, though. But it was just
Today we lay to rest such and such, and here's this monkey.
and it was just you really couldn't.
But his
it was,
last will and testament,
it's
he wanted this monkey
typical
present at his funeral.
kind of fare around in the 70s. There's corruption going on. The people that are the good guys have to go and stop it. Yeah, okay, great. Show the chicks again. Okay, we're set. But
You want me to bring up probably the worst show I've ever seen in my life, ever, in all existence?
No, not really.
Tom, what?
Hee-haw.
Remember the Adult Swim block with Tom and Eric? Good show.
Oh, God.
Tim and
Tim and
Eric.
Eric.
Tim and yeah,
Remember, Tom is Toonami. He's the good
Tom is
guy.
badass, but no,
I
okay,
do not
Started out
get
as
why
Tom
that
goes
was
to the
in the
mayor,
show.
I think.
yeah.
And then it became Tim and Eric, awesome show, great job,
job.
whatever the heck it was.
Don't.
Seriously, those
You see, that came out about 5
Renegade
years ago, and that's when I decided, I can do without TV.
Well, it's like how to put it. You ever seen the show The Whitest Kid You Know?
No.
It's a small skit show, and there's some. They have no problem with dropping the racial slur cards or the jokes or something like that because they want to break down that barrier. But no, it's like they're trying both too hard and too little
Yeah.
to do anything. And I can't sit through any of those shows because I want to find the guys and just beat their skulls in for being so stupid.
Seriously, I don't get how some of these shows were made into shows. Shouldn't there have been like someone looking at this and go, "Oh my God, what is this?
What
crap?"
kind of
A lot-
poop is this?
A lot of the shows, even like back in the 70s and even the early 80s, were based on like, okay, we'll play it in front of a test audience. We'll gauge how the test audience reacts. If they're favorable, hey, it gets green lit. If they're not so, okay, we'll give it a couple episodes, see how it runs, and then kill it.
For what?
So-
Are
so
these
the-
shows skipping that process?
The test audience for them was a bunch of dogs.
Pretty much, yeah.
I like it because it smells like poop.
Seriously, I do not get some of these shows.
That was a
Tim
trip.
and Eric. There was one called Xavier, Renegade Angel. Lucy.
Sorry, I didn't care much for home movies either at that point.
Yeah.
Home movies.
They had a
its
couple
own-
of good
It was more
episodes.
benign rather than, but I mean,
It was nothing groundbreaking. There, as Ace was saying, there's a couple episodes where you can enjoy it.
Yoko. The
Yeah.
Yoko episode.
Yeah.
They're out camping. The Coach McGurk takes all the soccer players out camping. It's like, and the boys' 10, all of a sudden, they've got a Russian kid there, and it's like, Brendan, what are you doing? I got Coach McGurk's canteen. What are you doing, Coach? I'm peeing in Coach McGurk's canteen. It's practically joke.
It's practically joke. Yeah.
It's like, and that's good. It's funny. It's like, yeah, I'll tell Lonnie about the pee, and she'll think that's funny. Yeah, and then he gets up, and Coach McGurk, he drinks out of his canteen. He's like, oh, okay, everybody up, everybody up. It's like, who peed in my canteen? You know what? I don't care. I'm not going to deal with you kids. I'm going to go home and leave you in the middle of the woods so I find out who peed in my canteen.
I think my favorite episode was, that show was the kids, whoever the hell their names were, get taken to a Renaissance fair. And across from the Renaissance fair, there's a sci-fi fair, apparently. So it was like...
Brendan, Jason, and Melissa.
Yeah, it was like there we go.
know.
Sci-fi versus medieval. And there was this
They did
big
that on
old...
Phineas and Ferb as well.
Well, I just remember it on home movies.
okay. I think I have it. Pretty much my worst TV show is any of these reality TV shows.
Oh, God.
Those aren't really TV shows.
I know, but they put them on the TV and they interrupt,
Sure,
They
Jersey
interrupt your
Shore.
good entertainment.
Yes,
Jersey
exactly.
Shore.
Cancelled. There is a God.
Yes, but then they transferred to Snooki and JWoww.
Yeah.
Who's
But
going
see,
to watch that?
Nobody.
Exactly. And this is why reality shows, I think, are pretty much,
Killing
well,
television.
all stupid. I have found a couple that had little bits of mirth to them, but I mean, anything that's put on MTV, MTV2, now that MTV doesn't actually play music
16
anymore.
and pregnant.
Yeah, it's maternity TV now.
Yeah.
Basically.
How do they get these
Now,
shows?
Survivor, when it first started, was a
When
good idea.
it first started.
When they went to seasons like 4 or 5 or 6,
I'm
then you're
sorry,
like,
I never-
we've
I
had
never-
enough.
How dare you, Cammy, for drinking all of our water? Now wait until the wheel spins all the way around. Headhunters.
Family Guy.
What I find funny about the whole Jersey Shore thing is that when Snooki gave birth recently, and they announced it on like Showbiz Tonight, all the footage they were showing was of her getting drunk on Jersey Shore. Yeah, she's gonna be a great mom. What? I'm getting arrested again.
I love. Okay, there's a clip that everyone has seen that I get extreme joy out of, and it's when she's at a bar, and this one guy hits her with a punch, and it's not a regular punch because it not only hits her, it hits the guy next to him, going through his face into her. Watch the clip because the guy's like, "Hey, don't boo!" Like he's trying to calm him down because Snooki's doing this thing where she's doing the whole head bob, like you don't talk to my girlfriend like that. Like she's doing that, and just look at his face. He freezes, turns right through the one guy into her, and her hat goes flying off. She hits to the ground, and every time just whoa, field goal.
Seriously?
I have not seen it. I've only got like one
If
tenth
I-
of
if
You
it.
need to see it.
I've only got like 1/10 of an episode of Jersey Shore.
No, I don't even watch it. The episodes.
Oh, no,
they
no,
just
no.
showed this clip. I was online, and someone's like,
Check this out.
someone posted it as a response to someone's comment. This is what I'll do to you, and it pulls up that clip of her just getting just waylaid. I had it on repeat. I'm just like,
Seriously, the one thing that's kind of pissing me off is like anything with children and the pageants. You ever see that? Toddlers and Tiaras.
Tiaras. My God.
I have not seen an episode of it.
Somebody put a picture on Facebook of the moms and the little girls, and the little girls look just like the mom because the moms are all duded up, and the little girls are like, "Look, yeah, you live out mommy's dreams, dear." And it's basically it's like, oh, the kid's getting tired and that, so I give her energy drinks. Yeah, really good
I just
idea.
don't get how some of these shows even become shows.
Really? The whole feminist movement back in the late 70s and that, I hate to say it because I was around then.
Yeah, that had,
And then, but women don't want to look like sex objects, but yet moms put their little girls, even like not even a year old, tarting them up and that, and it's like, yeah, you're going to turn them into sluts. I'm sorry.
you don't want
I can agree with that concept
You
because
don't want women to look like sex objects, but let's say we got
let's make a human Barbie doll.
America's Next Top Model.
Sponsored by Victoria's Secret.
Yep.
We got, wasn't there a show called The Swan where they take
Yeah,
the
they take
ugliest
the ugliest
person?
chick and do whole plastic
Yeah.
surgery thing
Yeah.
on them.
We don't want to be sex idols, but we want to make sure you understand that we are sex idols.
And now they're showing that they're taking the process and starting it early with the old toddlers and tiaras.
Yeah.
Which is one of the dumbest things out there. I'm sorry.
And there's another show like that called Here Comes Honey
Honey Boo?
Honey
Honey
Boo
Boo Boo or
something.
something like that.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I saw
comes
that.
Honey Boo Boo.
It's based off of one of the pageant ones, or
Oh, God.
Yeah, seriously, who? If you have a daughter, you gonna do that to your daughter?
Hell no.
I'm not gonna do that to my daughter. I'm gonna
course.
teach my daughter how to fight.
That's why I have two boys.
I think
We tried for a girl, but we were not going to get. Look, okay, we're going to put you mint in the package, dear. Okay.
Yeah.
I caught
once
like
again,
one episode of that.
5 years, not watching TV. I don't have a single clue
what's
what the
going on.
frock you guys are talking about.
Okay, toddlers and
You're
tears.
lucky.
I don't need to know.
Good. You don't need to know. Just tell
Right
them.
now we're going to tell you.
Yeah,
Make my
I
ears
caught
bleed.
one episode though that Here Comes Honey Boo. It had nothing to do
That
with the
sounds like a
pageant.
'70s animated TV show.
I know.
Here comes
Look,
Honey
the
Boo Boo.
Care Bears. Here comes Honey Boo.
Seriously, when I heard that title, I thought they were talking about like some new children's cartoon. I actually look at it. It's like so it's about this redneck family, and they got this one child who's won a lot of pageants. And the episode I caught was where apparently the kids are left alone, and they
Man card.
We want your man card, dude.
what?
You actually know more about Here Comes Honey Boo Boo.
I caught this one episode. That was it.
That
And it
still
had
makes
nothing-
you the expert at the table.
Whatever. It had nothing to do with pageants. Apparently, they left the kids alone, and the kids teepeed the house. So
Oh,
Well,
so
that's
it's
any
like
normal kid.
Bam Margera and any of his.
Yeah.
Jackass.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's funny you mentioned that you thought it might have been a cartoon. Adult Swim had like a list of shows that they were talking about making into animated series, and they had like Game of Thrones, the animated series, and this one and that one. And Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, the animated series. And it's like, then they go, sorry, we lied, and they crossed out everything except Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, the animated series.
oh, good lord.
Yeah, so, no.
Or I like
But
how
there's characters on regular cartoons like that, like Kick Buttowski's Suburban Daredevil. His sister goes to pageants and wins all these awards, and she thinks she's the favorite of the family.
Okay, man card.
It's a kid's show.
Kick Buttowski's
Okay.
Suburban
Man
Daredevil
card.
was awesome.
Father.
They got
That's what he is.
even got a Norseman character in it, Gunther.
Yeah.
this fat kid. Oh, wait.
Uh-oh!
Hi, Mike.
Hi.
I see Mike hulking LG's Thor over here. Remember my shoulder? Bam!
Sorry, they never had an island kid on these shows.
Great moments in LG history.
The
they
second version of Plastic Man, when him and his girlfriend had a baby, and his sidekick, the Hawaiian dude. So they have had island characters in cartoons.
Ha.
Fangface had Pugsy.
Oh God, I remember these. I remember these old cartoons.
And every time he turned into a werewolf, he ate pugs. Where's Pugs? Where's Pugs?
God, that's
Wow.
What?
Well, then.
How old am I? And then I look at you. How old are you?
Okay.
Back
So,
when television
Anyhow.
was good.
Yeah,
With the exception of BJ
one
and
little
the-
thing about TV networks. When the hell did rednecks start taking over? Because apparently every
Swamp
other
people.
show I see.
when people stop giving a crap about rappers.
Yeah. Yeah. Think about it.
Okay, then
I'm ludicrous. I don't give a crap.
I'm Houston's.
But you got
My name's Jamal.
Swamp rats and swamp people, redneck,
Swamp loggers.
redneck renovation or something like that.
Oh,
Well,
God.
that's the one thing about all these
Reality
except for
shows,
like
like I was
the
talking about.
Survivor, Wooly the Survivor, and like
Like
Celebrity
the stuff
Mall.
that's like the competition.
But yeah,
Who's
anything-
Big Brother?
CBS was there.
No, who's the host?
I
don't know. I didn't watch it.
Okay, then.
But anyhow, any of those shows, but all these reality shows where there's always a deadline and there's always some kind of big horrendous thing that, oh no, if we don't get this done, we're not going. American Chopper did that with their
There's some-
bikes. We've got 7 days to build a bike that's build a $300,000 bike that we're going to take to a movie. And it's going to be a big hole to do, and we got a whole big problem with this, and oh boo-hoo.
And then we're all gonna fight each other, and
Yeah, and everyone's going to get butt hurt, and then we're just going to, oh, it's done, yay, we win. And then at the end, it's like, oh yeah, we knew we could do it. It's like, really?
we knew we could do it the entire time. This is all an act.
Yeah. It's so tiring. Deadliest Catch. Oh look, we don't know what's going to happen. Oh, we got this broken. Oh look, Granted, you're taking really dangerous, really
Ice road truckers.
high energy jobs that require your.
I still
all.
like Deadliest Catch just because they had
Oh yeah.
Sig Hansen and
Oh yeah.
his crew. They were the only reason I watched because they were hilarious.
Yeah. Well, those
I'm gonna
guys
set this guy on
had
fire.
those guys had fun, and stuff like that. But you get to He mentioned ice road truckers. You got like swamp loggers. You've got like axemen. You've got all these things. Every single one of these.
Extreme Frisbeeist versus Skeet Golf next week.
You get all these things, and it's like, well, this is broken. I don't know what we're going to do. This costing us, and the world's falling apart, you know. And I'm going, well, you chose the job. You knew that it was not going to be very much fun. Apparently, the rewards are worth the risk. Thank you. Good night. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
And
it.
you're on
was dangerous when
TV
you took
too,
it.
so that's a bonus.
Yeah, like they're not getting compensated for being on TV.
Pretty much, yeah.
LG had a question. You had that question in mind when I mentioned skeet golf. What is skeet golf? Skeet golf, you take all your regular clothes and your shotgun. Anytime you make a drive, and if the ball doesn't go where you want it, you take out your shotgun. Skeet golf.
So why did you need clothes?
Clubs.
Oh, I heard clothes.
I heard that too.
Same here.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, maybe it's too much redneck
Well, you're
renovation.
You're reading too much Irresistible over there, talking
Yeah,
about clothes coming
that-
off.
You think
I'm
your
sorry,
clothes,
Motor
and
Boat
you-
City. I don't know.
Hey,
We'll
you hit
listen to the
golf
podcast
ball.
later see if we said clothes or not.
I
But
remember hearing
No,
clothes though.
best TV show.
yeah,
Be-
what's the best one?
Best
you've
and the
seen?
worst.
You go
did the
first,
worst.
Ace. I got to think about this.
Well, on a whole, lately, like I think I mentioned like a couple podcasts ago, one of the cable stations has become memorable entertainment TV, Me TV, and they've been bringing back a lot of the old shows, the good shows. Like I'll find myself most of the time trying to stay up till 1:30 in the morning watching Night Gallery with Rod Serling.
Oh yeah.
Which where there's a painting and there was a whole backstory behind the painting, and they've had different. I'm so pissed at myself the other night. There was one with Vincent Price. I couldn't stay awake for it. But one of the like classic stories I'm kind of keep watching. It's like see which one it is. Is the Old Lady's Fingers. It's a story about this real estate company's buying up all this property in this neighborhood, and this one little old lady won't sell. Because she's got this huge garden in the back, and she's it's been in her family in generations.
It's like ghost stories or something.
Kind of,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
It's mystery
I'm getting a
suspense.
whole
And
Well,
Tales from the Crypt kind of feel here.
kind of.
This was a cool one.
this was a better one. And so he sold all the properties except hers. So he decides the only way, and it seemed like she kept on living no matter what. So he seemed like the only way I'm going to be able to get this property so I can sell everything is to kill her off. So he kills her off, chops her up, plants her fingers in her garden. And then he goes to check out the property afterwards, and he hears the creaking of the old lady's rocking chair. Follows the sound and leads out to the garden. In the garden there's a plant version of the little old lady sitting in her rocking chair.
Well, she was talking. The thing
And
that she
she-
also talked about too is that how well everything grew in her garden, and just kept on making comments like that.
And she just kept rocking. It's like, what happens when you plant little old ladies' fingers? You grow little old ladies. And I'm waiting for that one to come on, because that was one of the creepiest damn episodes. I was
The other one that had Bill Shatner in it with velvet painting of death.
yeah.
Or
And
something
it's just,
on the wing.
and, well, it's like,
There's
It's like
a man on the wing of the plane.
but it's his aunt's house, and he's desperate for money, but he's going to inherit everything. And
Yeah.
Goes
They
an
had a
officer
lot.
and-
They
yeah.
even had little short ones in between. There was one with Sandra Locke. She had this little brooch, and it looked like a little rat or something like that, and it just kept growing and growing and just devoured her at the end. It was very short, but it was yay! Sandra Locke's dead. No big thing.
Good point.
But last night I'm flipping through. Oh, Mole People! The Mole People was on at 10 o'clock last night. I'm I haven't seen that movie. It's a classic Universal John Agar movie, and it was on Svengoolie, which is a horror movie host that I used to watch in Chicago. And he mentioned that, and it's now my broadcast range is wider in that, and it's he's actually got the license to show the good stuff now, the Universal. So I'm watching that, and it's got John Agar, Hugh Beaumont, Mr. Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver.
Oh gosh.
And Alan Napier. Who's Alan Napier? Yeah, just throw it out there.
Oh, that name's familiar.
Andy would know it. I know he would.
Commissioner Gordon.
Close. Close. It's from the
Robin.
old TV's Batman series.
Wait. Name a
Riddler?
film.
Name of the film?
Name a film that he's been other than what you're talking about now.
He was on Batman, the 60s TV
The
series.
original. Was he in the movie?
He was in Mole People, yes.
No, I'm talking the movie for Batman.
No, yeah. Yeah.
Was he a bad guy?
No.
Was it Alfred.
Dingo, Alfred. I'm like, and he was one of the subterranean people that were all pale because their civilization got buried in the Himalayas and that. And there's also the mole people, which were the makeup effects were done by Bud Westmore, and his granddaughter or niece is running Face Off right now, so she knows like a whole bunch about makeup. And Bud Westmore even did makeup for the Night Gallery series.
Oh wow!
So I'm watching that last night. I'm like, okay, Sven Gulli, he's not talking through much out through the movie like he used to in Chicago. And then it's like, Sunday Night Mystery, and I'm like, what? And they actually showed a clip of the opening sequence for Thriller, which was another show I used to watch, hosted by Boris Karloff, and it was another suspense, mystery, horror, anthology kind of show. And I'm like, oh, I gotta see that. I gotta freaking see Thriller. I haven't seen that in like years, but I've been watching. That's basically where the good TV is now, is the older shows.
Well, what channel is this?
This is on Time Warner Cable's Channel 9.
Yeah, I have Time Warner.
KXMN 2 now it's called.
Okay, Channel 9. I'll have to watch into this.
There's some really good shows on it.
Anyone else going to talk on a good show? How's that book coming along? Right?
Thank you, Stewie. But anyways,
how's it going?
That's been writing for like 4
seriously,
years.
the only good show that I've watched recently that I would really take, make sure I had everything out of the way so I could have time to watch it, was The Walking Dead. That.
The third season's going to be starting sometime next month.
Yep, I think the 19th.
19th, 5 days after Comic Book Man's second season premieres.
Pretty much.
Nice.
Seriously, I never read the comics. But,
Neither did I.
But if it was anything...
Except that one.
Well, now I've read the comics.
Now you're into it, so...
Yeah, now I'm reading the comics, but anything with zombies was always something that caught my interest. Mike knows I enjoy zombie movies.
He's a big zombie fan.
But the one thing is, I hate watching zombie movies with Mike, so...
I ruined
They physically couldn't do that,
Yes, I know.
Commentary?
Yes.
If they've been
I blow
involved, they
them
really can't
apart.
run that fast, LG. I'm
Like
sorry.
what?
The Walking
As
Dead
much
was just
logic and comedy as I can pump into him.
The Walking Dead, though, was...
We
I
got away
liked
from
it
the zombies.
because...
You feeling hungry? Let's go get something.
Well, The Walking Dead, I like the show because it was really more about the human experience. It's like... yeah, there's some human experience for you.
How's that for the human experience?
Because it really did a better job of capturing the human experience. I was like, what are you going to do? Everyone's dead, but they're not staying dead. They're coming back. Even worse, they're trying to eat you. God, it smelled like something died.
Don't make me get you back.
But you left something dead, and he got up and walked away.
Yep, pretty much.
Away too.
Followed you.
So, seriously, The Walking Dead, I love the show.
Ladies and gentlemen,
really
Matt,
love
owner of
both
Lightning
seasons.
Comics.
Oh, there he is again.
Well, we were talking on really bad shows.
Greetings from the interior.
Some that you thought were cutting the cheese more than the others.
Okay, just to cut this off. Just to cut this turd loose.
Oh my gosh!
I can't wait for season 3. I really want to...
You got me scared there, man. I'm telling you right now.
God, it's like
wanna
every
see
sound
season 3?
effect now.
Nope. Not from you. I saw the end of number 2, and that wasn't very nice.
I can't go on anymore. I'm trying to talk about The Walking Dead.
We understand.
Oui.
that- Yeah.
Yes.
Oui.
Bonjour,
Yeah,
mademoiselle.
that's how it's degraded in this one. But no, we understand.
I'll see you later. I gotta go take a wicked guess.
Okay, focus. Something.
So you're looking forward to the next season. I've been watching a bit of it on Netflix as well. And
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Is there any part of the human body that doesn't make noise? God damn.
That was my wrist.
anyway, so anyone else want to bring up TV shows? I know that I watch anime mostly. You watch anime mostly.
you know.
I watched Sword Art Online.
Yeah, I was going to say that right now
You
is
can talk about
kicking
that.
it.
Yeah, we can actually, because it's available on Crunchyroll.
Where the hell was Crunchyroll when I wanted to talk about all these shows? That were coming
wasn't out yet. It just came out last
Wasabi
month.
no
Yeah, I
Jinter.
know.
Well, at least it wasn't available on some downloadable platforms. You can still go online and pay for the service because it's a legal way
So
to
can
get
you
your
find that
anime.
on the PS Network
Yeah, you can download it right now for PS3.
for free?
No,
You can get a trial version of it, but you have to have an account.
Oh, okay. So you gotta go online,
which I
make
do.
an account,
Yep.
and you have to.
It's
You
it's
have
like
to pay for it after
like
2 weeks.
$8.
I pay $6.99 a month.
Yeah, so, $7 a month, and you can watch Naruto, Bleach. Well, Bleach is done. Never mind. Sword Art, One Piece.
Don't think they have One Piece.
That's right, because Funimation won't let
Yeah.
'em.
One Piece, 2 Piece, Live Piece, Dead
But I
Piece.
mean, they've had some that have actually gone over to Adult Swim, like Dead Man Wonderland. And
Yeah, they have some
Yeah, that was-
good
that was
stuff.
very
and that's-
short-lived.
And if you want to watch
They
your
have, like,
stuff in
some old.
they have a few older things. If you ever want to watch all of Shippuden, they have all of it from 1 to the most current, and they simulcast it. So you'll be able to catch the newest episode when it hits from Japan on there. I'll show you all the features on my PS3 because they're pretty bitchin'. Let's see here. Yeah, Sword Art has definitely taken up a lot of the time there. I'm always on the prowl for new series,
Oh yeah.
but if I'm going to talk about shows that I enjoy a lot, they're all going to be anime almost.
Oh yeah.
Because Cowboy Bebop,
yes,
always going to enjoy that.
you
They'll
just go back
always
to
be at the
to
top.
watching it again, and it's like, okay, good.
God, talk about a series I wish they put on Netflix already.
You want to borrow the DVD set? I got them all.
Yeah, I know.
Samurai 7 they were showing on Toonami,
Oh yeah.
which still remains to be one of my favorite things, even though toward the end of the series, spoiler alert if anyone wants to watch the series, every one of the samurai I like dies.
And that was 4 of them.
Every single frickin' one. Everyone I cared gave a damn about ended up dead.
My favorite was the loudmouth machine samurai.
Kikucho.
Yeah. It's like, look at this scroll. According to that, you're 13 years old. Wait, what? This one samurai that always showed off his family scroll that is not
Yeah.
an innuendo whatsoever.
Because he's part robotic on that one. He's...
And it's kind of like a sort of post-apocalyptic kind of deal.
Or it's just based on a separate thing. There's no real guarantee it's on...
future.
Yeah, there's no guarantee that it's on Earth as it is, but there's samurai that still chill around.
Because this is where the main premise is that you had this great war, and after the war, pretty much it's things are divided now. Merchants are at the top, then you got the samurai, and then there's the peasants, and then you got the peasants. It is the whole legend of the 7 samurai. There's one village constantly pestered by bandits. Go out to recruit samurai. And basically that's it. It's just throwing a bunch of giant robots, giant ships,
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Echoes.
robot samurais, whatever. This,
Comedic timing right there.
Yeah.
and you get Samurai 7, this anime.
I still enjoy it a lot. The episode where Kikucho dies, I cry. Just because he stops the ship from going over the...
Seriously though, I look at that, I cry and I laugh at the same time because it reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. Because oh good lord. So anyways, back to
after stopping the ship,
all this left
are his boots. After all this has gone down,
because there's this giant ship.
didn't die
They
with
managed
his
to
boots
take
on.
it down, but this one part of the ship just keeps on going.
so he steps in the way and he's doing it up, and just the heat, the friction, all that stuff just slowly destroys him. But he is able to stop the ship, and it shows what happened to him. And you got these 2 smoking boots because he was melted from it.
It's like, hey, look, and they were red too. Like, look, the ruby boots are left.
Yeah. Then one of the badass one gets killed by friendly fire.
Oh gosh.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oops, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, because the little
Kyuzo.
Yeah,
That was his name.
Kyuzo.
He was a double
wielder, badass, like a blonde version of Spike from Cowboy Bebop.
Pretty much. Except this one didn't talk as
He
much.
didn't talk nearly as much, but no, the dumbass of the samurai,
The youngest one.
the youngest kid. They're fighting a bunch of these guys that have guns, and he ends up picking up one of the guys' guns, and
this was to save.
one of the
He thought
guys.
he was saving this one guy. But what he didn't know was the person he was shooting, one of his allies was standing right behind him.
So he just empties the clip into the guy, and then you see the bad guy fall, and you see Kyuzo standing there, and
Holes in
and
him.
you know, blood trickling down. You're like, oh, no. You just
I was like, really? It was a
you,
freaking machine. How could the...
It's transmission fluid.
Sure, why not? No,
Kool-Aid.
Kyuzo wasn't a machine, but the
enemy.
one
took
bad
down.
guy they had to shoot was. I was like,
And then the guy who was obsessed with rice ended up falling into a rice field.
oh yeah.
Our Naruto character, if you look at him, he has the same grin as Naruto.
I like how he was just called the wood cutting samurai.
Yeah,
Because that's how they first hear about him.
is he's out there. When they're looking for him, they stop off at a tea shop and they get some dumplings, and they have the toothpicks through the dumpling, and the head samurai is like, pretty well cut. And who did this for you? Oh, there's this wood cutting samurai that comes through here just so he can get himself some rice. And so he takes the toothpick on it, you know, between his fingers and slams it into the desk, and it sticks in.
Well, it was actually a wooden stump.
Yeah, that's what it was. And
if it was just, your ordinary toothpick, it just snapped. This one goes right into it.
And then, they spend the entire day searching for this woodcut samurai. They get back home, and he's already there.
Pretty much.
Because the exhibition one, this guy who...
The masochist.
This guy's a masochist. He's like, all right, here's what you'll do. Take this bow and arrow, go over there, and shoot it at me. I shall catch the arrow, and I will not die. And so... the young samurai that apparently loves projectile weapons and killing all his allies with them shows up, and he gets thrown into it. He takes the shot, which is a double prong arrow. The guy catches it just in time, but it gets close enough to actually put 2 dots on his forehead because it
pierces the skin.
It pierces the skin. He brings it down and he goes, "Oh!"
You see the blood. you see the blood trickling down his face, and he's like, "Oh."
Because he's there just for the rush of it all, but he's a showman. He loves to just be out there, and he dies.
He's the first one to die.
Yeah,
But he didn't die by friendly fire or trying to stop a ship.
or falling into rice fields after.
Now that's what really made me sad about the woodcutting samurai.
He was such a cool guy. You only see him get pissed off once. The entire time he's like, "Well, what's going to happen is going to happen. Fine by me."
He did get pissed off a couple of times.
Yeah, but
he had this
it was all
issue
about
with
betrayal. More like Naruto, anyway.
Yeah. I just say though, there's one where they have to take down this gigantic ship. It's called the Capitol, and he's setting up all these explosives. Then one of these giant, they're called the Nobuseri. They're pretty much samurai who, after the Great War, they had nothing to do, so they became bandits. You had this one Nobuseri just attack him, and he has like a giant sword that pretty much...
We all got swords.
Thank you, Aladdin. But anyways, he gets pinned down, and, rather than have anyone come to his aid, he sets off the explosives, and then like half the ship just starts falling to the ground.
And he goes with it.
And as it's falling down, he just shouts out, "I'll be in the rice!"
Because he's a huge rice fanatic. He loves rice. Doesn't matter, and that's half the reason why he helps out the place where they're at, because they grow the best rice. So he's like, I'll help you defend your village because I want some rice.
Because they're peasants. That's pretty much all they can pay. All they can pay the samurai is rice.
And if it makes any sense, there, the guy who voices Kikucho is also the guy who voices Piccolo and Vegeta and all that stuff. It's funny that was one of the clips that actually got me because Kikucho is just one of the funniest bastards out there. Being the machine that he is.
I like how he's a machine, but he still has to eat.
Well, yeah.
Of course, every time he eats, he's like, you see him with a bowl of rice. He's scooping the rice and it's going like down this vacuum tube. Then he breaks up the bowl and just starts sucking in the shards of the bowl. It's like, okay then.
Well, he's got to burn something.
I know.
But yeah, good show.
Were we talking about that too?
Yeah, we were. I think so. As we promote as much anime as we can.
Here's another favorite anime, High School of the Dead.
Yeah.
We talked about that one, I think.
Yeah, we've talked about that one before. But anything else we want to cover that's good television other than anime?
Maybe we should review The Avengers since it's coming out on DVD and how we never got to have a...
You're going to keep bringing that up about Andy's...
Yes, I will never forgive that guy for it. I am going to hold a grudge on that forever. Seriously.
We're going to review The Avengers. I liked it. Well, I liked it too, Mike. Here's what I liked about it.
Seriously, why bother even asking us?
What'd you like, Ace? What'd you think, Ace? I liked it too. Me too. Here's what I liked about it, Ace.
So yeah, that's one thing I want to throw out there since it's coming out on DVD.
On Tuesday.
Oh, we're all excited.
Yeah.
I'm ecstatic.
If you have not seen The Avengers, come over to Lightning Comics and Games because we're going to have that there and be playing probably 24/7 for quite a while.
Yeah, we're going to be playing it for a bit.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, we're... Yeah, still shameless plug, but...
See it for free.
We come in and take a gander. We don't care. But, nice.
There's just all these sound effects in our show. We are classy people.
Good thing I'm testing my soundboard.
Where's my phone?
Who's using the smell board?
The funny thing is, when you were talking about the one anime and you were talking about the apocalypse kind of thing, it reminded me of the old cartoon Thundar the Barbarian.
Oh.
And it starts out
I
in the year
remember that.
1989, and I'm watching this in 2010 going, that didn't happen.
You know,
Where's Ukla the Muck? Where's our sun sword? You know, what the heck? Sword and sorcery combined in science. It's like, what? My autobiography is going to be entitled The Jetsons Lied. Where's my flying car? Where's my robot maid? Where's my 3-hour
why would
Missy J? Well, all I got to do is push one button, and that's it, you know.
Still, though, why would you build a freaking treadmill outside when you're freaking 10,000 feet up in the air? I don't get it. Just so you can walk the dog?
They fly, and then they go down and land in the buildings at work. They're on the building. Work is on the ground, but you live up there.
Meet George Jetson. Shut up.
His boy Leroy.
Elroy.
Now we know who watches that.
Yeah, I watch it quite a bit.
No. This is for you. I took this out for you. You're not taking all my money.
Family Guy. That's awesome.
Even when I was a kid watching that, when she pulled out the dollar, it took the wallet, and I'm like...
He we're probably going to hand her a $20 bill. She just yanks the wallet, leaves. I'm going to the mall. See you later, George.
I was going, that's not fair.
I work my 3 hours a week to earn that money, and you go spend it. No. Did you hear me out there? I was out there for 2 hours. I know because my watch stopped.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear me on that treadmill?
Yeah, I remember that. One of the darker Jetsons.
Yeah, the darker Jetsons.
Go to your room, Elroy.
We need some...
Go to your room!
We need someone dead. That's convenient. Death!
I remember hearing this, like, that'll do.
Oh, my goodness gravy.
Family Guy. Now, there's a show for you.
All right, well, no. Stop.
Where are we at on time?
We're approaching the 2-hour mark.
I have no idea. And we haven't discussed a single thing.
Yeah, sure.
But we haven't kept to the subject of a single thing.
trying to think what I watched this week. I was just playing more Mega Man X.
I invested in Terra Nova.
Huh?
I like
TV
that
show.
Oh.
I like
Terra
that
Nova.
show.
I thought you were talking
It's on
Terra Nova.
Netflix.
Until they canceled it and had a dinosaur
Oh.
run through the. Had the dinosaur run from the past into the future.
Oh, we're screwed.
Thank you for spoiling that for me.
Careful, there are spoilers. There are dinosaurs. There are people in the future and the past, and there are people in the past and the future.
Let's see here. What? I'm trying to figure out any other series I've been
Dinosaurs.
watching.
And it's canceled.
Yep. Something about a map.
Oh, I watched
Secret location.
Cabin in the Woods.
You actually watched it?
I came downstairs.
I didn't get that. I remember seeing the trailers, and I was thinking, okay, so it's a horror movie. Now that I'm seeing the trailers for the DVD, it's like, is it comedy or what? 'Cause
Okay, here's what happens. Just to explain, and spoilers for anyone who gives a crap. The thing about
That was my knife.
Cabin in the Woods is you have this organization that's in charge of ritual sacrifice, and so what they do. So what they do is they put these people. They put these people in these different situations, like all these different situations. Like you have these Japanese schoolgirls that will read this story, and it's about like this vengeful spirit.
Oh,
And-
Ringu.
And it'll summon. They have this stockpile of all these nightmare creatures that they will put in the situation as
We need a kaiju. Okay, got it.
and it'll kill these people as a ritual sacrifice. But it's for the entertainment value of the gods. And what
God's favorite TV show, Ritual Sacrifice.
I had to laugh at this one because they took everything they could. You got the guy who played Thor in there, obviously.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. Well, the group that they mainly focused on was his group, and that's why it's called Cabin in the Woods, because they're going out and they stumble upon your classical cliche of like, oh no, someone was tortured in this cabin and someone died. Well, it goes back to the group that's monitoring all this, and they had a company pool on what would they would choose to kill
I
everyone.
saw that in the.
And this is like, oh, redneck zombies wins Division 4.
I said zombies too. No, redneck zombies are a different category.
Yeah, a different thing. And so they send them up, and these people are getting killed. Well, because you have to kill off
I don't remember the trailers. Are they going to read the book? Don't read the last line. Oh, they read it.
Well, the thing is, they'll drug them, and each person will play a certain part. Like you'll have the whore, you'll have the intellectual, the jock, the fool, which is the stoner in this one, and the virgin, which technically isn't a virgin. And it's actually great comedy because they keep cutting back to this room where you're seeing all these different scenarios. Like you have this giant monster going through this city, killing people, and they're in control of this because it's part of the ritual sacrifice. And you have these girls, these little Japanese schoolgirls trying to get out of the room as this spirit's in the middle, and it doesn't end up killing any of the little girls. Like as the story unfolds, you got they're all getting killed, but the virgin has to die last, and so. It looks like the stoners died, and the other three are done. Like Hemsworth's character tries to jump this valley. That he's got a motorbike. He's like, I'm going to get out of here, and he ends up running into the barrier. It's an invisible barrier, and you see him slam, and he falls. You see it like light up where he keeps hitting the barrier, and they're like, and like so
No rainbow bridge for you.
Yeah, and they keep getting killed off, and you find out that as they're about to kill the virgin, because the virgin is an optional death, so she might live through this. And as the one zombie's trying to kill her, they find out the stoner's still alive, and the stoner guy, because apparently his drug of choice is making him immune to all their other drugs, so he's able to see this stuff. And so he finds one of the cameras. He's like, "Oh God, I'm on a TV show." Like there's a realization, and because he got dragged off into the woods earlier, and they make it seem like he got stabbed. Well, later on, it shows that he just dismembered this zombie, and he goes and helps the girl. They end up inside the workings of this entire thing. And it cuts back to the guys in the main office there, and it's great because it shows the Japanese schoolgirls singing around this evil spirit, like they're doing this little ritual. And they seal the evil spirit into this frog. And the guys watch the monitor. He's like, "Yeah, screw you all!" Like, he's getting pissed. He's like, "How could you not kill a bunch of schoolgirls?" Like he's getting pissed. Like he doesn't exactly say "screw you." He points out every single like "screw you, screw you, screw you, screw you." Like, it's funny to watch these
So
guys.
he's getting mad at all these kids for surviving.
Well, because they want them dead.
I know, but still.
Because the gods are appeased by their suffering.
Who the hell are the...
They're the ancient gods that ruled the earth beforehand. They're trying to make it so they don't come back to the surface. Well,
Okay.
when they get into the inner workings, you see werewolves, you see spirits, and they're all contained in these glass boxes. And they're like, "Oh no, someone's in the compound," so they're going to try and kill. It's like, we have to stop him. We have to kill. Make sure you kill the stoner first, and then you can do that because that's proper order of that ritual. And it's great because she's like, "I have an idea." As they send in all these guys to, they get out of their little elevator, which is one of the boxes that's containing everything. All these different monsters, like you got like even more. What's the? Can't remember. Like Hellraiser, they have a guy like a version of Hellraiser in there.
The whole...
It kind of like that, but it's a little different.
What's his name? Pinhead?
Pinhead.
Yeah, Pinhead. But they get out of this room and they have this whole little army set up, and they're just going to try and lay waste to him. Because, I mean, hell, we'll just make sure that the virgin dies last. And she's like, "I have an idea." And she goes, hits the control panel and starts unleashing all these things. And so it's one of the funniest scenes because you have all these guys in the middle of this elevator room and they're behind the glass, our main characters. And they're like, "Oh crap," they realize what's going on. And you hear the elevator ding. And all these monsters come out and just kill everything there. Like giant snakes, werewolves, ghosts, just laying waste. And like I said, spoiler, at the end of the movie, the Aztec, whatever gods they're not Aztec, I keep thinking they're Aztec gods. But they ends up resurrecting. Mm-hmm. So you have this gigantic hand come out of the ground where the thing was, just slammed down, hit like where the camera was, and that's how the movie ends.
Wow. Nothing to see here.
But they brought in Sigourney Weaver at the end of it.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like the mastermind behind it all. It's like, it's just ritual sacrifice. We're doing it so we're sacrificing your one life. We'll save millions, and then they're like, "Screw this." Like maybe it's time for a change, and then literally the stoner just lights one up, hands it to the girl. She goes, and then all right, and then the hand bursts through where they're doing, so they end up dead. The hand comes out and boom, and that's how the entire movie ends.
Okay, I got it.
About on the same level as Troll Hunter.
Yeah, it's actually
I love Troll Hunter.
Yeah,
That
Troll
was
Hunter is
awesome.
great, but I don't like the horror genre. But this one was actually just a funny take on it, in my opinion. I mean, I would just give it one watch through. Yeah,
Pretty much, it was your take on the...
almost. It was great in that aspect. I still am not a big fan of that film in itself, but for concept-wise, it was a fresh concept. I like the concept.
There's I won't call it a TV show because it's on Hulu Plus, but it's called Booth at the End. And the whole place takes place in a restaurant. And you have this guy sitting in the corner booth of a restaurant. And people come in and say, "Hey, are you the man?" I'm like, "Yeah." And you sit down, and they'll be like, "Well," he'll ask him, "Well, what do you want?" He's like, "Well, I want to be able to find my dad. He left 2 nights ago." And the whole part of, the guy's looking through this. He's like, "Okay, you need to steal from 5 people."
No, I think I've seen where they come in, they want a certain thing, but you got to do this in order to get this, and then to get that thing done, they got to do something else and do something else.
Well, no, somebody else comes in. It's just one person.
It's like they do different things.
It's one person. They have one request, and they're half-hour increments. There's like, first season was like 10 episodes. Right now they're on like episode 5 on season 2. But you start wondering, okay, is this an angel? Is this the devil? Because he's always sitting there taking notes. He's like, "Well, tell me, how does that make you feel?" One guy goes, "I want to live forever." Or "I want to be indestructible." Basically is how he put it. Okay, why indestructible? He's like, "Well, I want to live forever." He's like, "Well, why is that?" He said, "Well, I'm only like 15, but you know, I don't know what I want to do yet, and I don't want to waste my life, or I don't want to waste this short life. You know, I want to be able to make sure. He's like, so I want this. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, can you make that happen? He's asking the guy. He don't know what the other guy's name is, the guy behind the booth. And he's like, I can make anything happen. You know, and
There's gotta be
it's
the cost for it.
yeah. And so, in the first season, there is a guy that goes and, or there's a lady that wants her husband back. He's starting to go into full blown Alzheimer's, and she wants her husband back. And he's like, fine, you need to go to this bar and plant a bomb and set it off. and the whole time, you know, it's like, can I do something else? You know, I can't do this. You know, I need to do something else. And it's like, no, it doesn't matter. This is what you have to do. You know, you don't have to do this. You're like, but then my husband won't get better. And so she actually goes and pulls plans off the internet, starts to try and manufacture a bomb, and all the while she keeps on breaking down. She goes in, tells him, said, well, I did it. And he goes, no, you didn't. Don't lie to me. You know, and as she gets to the process of doing it, he never tells her to set it off and kill anybody. But as things go on, eventually she comes back in, and I'm going to gloss over some of the details because I don't want to spoil everything in it, but comes back in and her husband gets better. You know, and at that point you're like, well, that's kind of crazy. You know, did, you know, sporadic, you know, healing, whatever. Later on, there's a nun that comes in, and she's like, you know, I've lost the voice of God. I don't hear God anymore. And he's like, well, you need to find a man and have sex with him. And I mean, that's it. She's like, I'm a nun. I've taken a vow of celibacy. You know, I'm not doing this. That's what you got to do. And later on, there's another guy that comes in and starts talking. He's like, well, you need to do this. And it turns
to
out,
have sex with a nun.
no. Well, no, but what happens is that, you know, you need to, basically it's like you need to befriend somebody, you know, and comes up with kind of a weird request for, you know, walking up to a complete stranger, you know, and what happens is that he winds up walking up to her, they start talking all this, and then later on they fall in love. She leaves the monastery and gets pregnant, and she goes, you know, I can hear God again. You know, and this is just really funny because this guy, you know, every little cliche, you know, devil's in the details, or, you know, how you want to look at it. It comes down to it, and you're just like, wow, okay, so is this guy like the devil? Is he an angel? Is he, you know, a fallen angel? You know, what? And it's just really cool. And this last part,
It's kind of reminding me of Holic.
Yeah, a little bit.
you know, and in this last part,
We'll talk
this
about
guy
that.
meets, in the second season, he moves to a different restaurant. Well, in the first season, he was talking to the waitress all the time, and he's just trying to blow her off because he does, you know, not trying to attract any attention. Well, in the second season, she tracks him down and says, oh, yeah, so now you're going to answer my questions, you know, and all this. And he's like, ah, crap. You know, he goes, fine, here's the book. I want to ask for something. You know, and he's basically, you know, literally
Here's the power.
handing the power over, and she's like, what? No? Yeah, you know. And that's what it's ended up for me right now. But I mean, for just a what if, you know, because everything seems improbable, you know, much less impossible, you know, and you're like, I can't figure out how this is going to be. And it's good. And I mean, it's literally, it does not leave this table in a restaurant. You know, people leave, people come in, people leave, you know, and days change, and he's still sitting there each day, same spot. He's eating something, you know, pie, soup, coffee, you know, doing something, you know, but it doesn't change. And I mean, it's really strange to be engulfed in a show like this where, you know, it's kind of like Barney Miller of old, where it never left two rooms. That was what the whole show ran, you know. this room and the office. This is the same thing. You are stuck in one little spot, and the only thing that changes is the camera angle from the person asking for something and the guy at the end of the booth. So, like I said, I don't know if you can find anything on YouTube and whatnot because it is a
Hulu
special
Plus thing.
off of Hulu. So,
Okay. Well, I'll keep a note on that one. And what's that called again?
booth at the end.
Booth at the end. Okay. Well, guess we're gonna have to move on to closing it out because we're past the 2-hour mark at this point.
I'll have to talk about Holland.
We'll save it for next time.
Okay then.
So it's been a good one, guys. We had enough talking about TV shows, Power Rangers, and the like.
Flatulence.
Lots of flatulence,
We
but
are a classy podcast.
we are anyway. So and apparently
Say
I'm
classy or gassy?
Gassy class.
both.
Yes.
Apparently I'm the only person with a curve because I had one hell of a
Woohoo!
beginning.
LG did curve. Hell yeah!
Barry said, "Don't you even think about it." Nope.
Curse into this bottle.
Nope.
Oh hell!
For the Lightning Cast, I'm Mike.
I have a headache. I'm LG.
I'm Ace.
I'm Lou.
Thanks, Lou. Hoi. And next to Lou,
And I'm Matt.
and this is the Lightning Cast. Now, everyone have a good week. Rate, comment, subscribe, share. Questions are always welcome. Fan art is also another thing. Please have a good week.
See if you can draw what we look like.
We love y'all.
And
Happy
come,
mais bon.
come to the Ravnica pre-release.
Shameless.
Shameless
No,
plug.
there's no
Wait
shameless
for it.
there.
Plug. Legend, wait for it.
Dairy.
And we're out of here. Have a good one.
Eat it, Joe's.